It looks like you're recording, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess we're recording right now. Okay, here it is, first part of June 2014. Scott's here, we're on the Stormy, and what we're looking at is
grab it.
The lead that will plug into any device that creates music or sound. You can, oh, here we go. So you can plug that into radio, VHF, iPod. It's just the normal jack to speakers. And that comes out of the wall right up in that corner there. And it right now is hooked up to this speaker here, and over on the other side of the cabin, that speaker up in there. Now, the volume control for those two speakers is up here in the pilot house, and it is right here. Now,
let me go through a couple of functions here.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, so here's your volume control, and you can see the two bars go up. That's left and right speaker. If you want to alter one speaker to the other, push one of the buttons, and then that will turn one speaker up. That will turn the other up or down, and then you're back to both. Then, this is your power button, on and off. This is how you switch between stations. This is your source button. So to change between sources, AM, FM, VHF, because it does VHF, or series, or auxiliary, it's this button. So we'll push it, and now it's VHF, channel 17. That's volume up and down. We're changing VHF channels. And we can take them all the way down, and it'll actually go to weather channels right there.
And that's receive only, not transmit.
That's receive only. You hit the source again. That's auxiliary. It says it right up here in the upper part of the LCD screen. You need to have it on auxiliary for that auxiliary jack to work when it's plugged into, say, your iPod or computer or whatever you want to play over the speakers. That's the function you want, auxiliary. And then there's your series. If you want to sign up for it, you can have satellite radio. And then there's AM, and there's FM. And FM works because we're getting it from Juno here. But that's it in a nutshell. This is a marine stereo, and to pull this stereo out, these little they're little clips on the side, and you can't really see them. I could probably pry one loose and show it to you. So
Not necessary. I think I think we can see it. It's kind of like getting into a battery compartment.
Yep, right back here. There, I got it.
Oh, okay. There it is.
There's two screws there, 1, 2, and 2 over here. And if you need to change the stereo or get into it, this will slide out, and then all the wiring's on a plug, so you can pull the stereo away from the plug, and you won't have to undo any of the terminals. And then it'll plug right back in. It's a real nice little function. But this is a marine. This Fusion makes a marine. This is a marine stereo. You can have this outside if you wanted.
And when this is activated here, it also activates this port.
No, that's not. It's this breaker. It's the stereo breaker on the port side, 12-volt panel.
Okay.
And that fires up. That gives power to the stereo and the auxiliary 12-volt jack.
Okay.
And then if you just want to use the jack and you don't want the stereo on, just push the off button, but you still have power here. And there's also a splitter here if you wanted to run two 12-volt, if you want an iPod and your computer plugged in or anything like that.
Yeah, sometimes.
And there's a fuse in here. If you plug something in that's pulling too much, it could pop this fuse. So that's the weak link is where this fuse is. But that's it in a nutshell. It's a good little stereo. The other thing is sometimes the radio stations, this picks it up because there's a strong FM signal from Juno. But if you're down the channel, you're in another town, you may not be receiving because this needs an antenna hooked up to it. And it doesn't have an antenna hooked up. But it's strong enough signal, the radio itself is picking it up. But if you pull this out, you'll see, and in your paperwork, in your folders, there's literature on this.
For an antenna jack?
Yeah, to plug a car antenna in, but I just didn't want a car antenna on the boat. So I mean, they probably make some different antennas you could hook up.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a guy that somebody told me about a VHF antenna that would do. It had a splitter on it. It would do VHF, and you could plug a stereo into it like this. But then I talked to a marine electronic place. I said, yeah, but don't do that because it'll interfere with your VHF, how you receive.
Interesting.
So anyway, its own antenna, and
Okay.
it would